Hey, Katrina here from Scruffy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you're here today. We are taking a look at a card that I have made with some lovely images from Connie Fong. And I have actually made these for the challenge over at FarmQuest. Now, I want to share these two challenges with you. First, I want to share the FarmQuest challenge, which has a theme. And the theme this time is to use at least one wood or 10 metal farm country item. Something like a trough or a bucket or a crate. Something like that would work. I have chosen to use a galvanized or metal watering can. That's the item that I have chosen for my card. The other challenge I want to share with you is another country theme challenge, and that is FarmQuest General Store Challenge. And that one is anything goes country. So if you're into country like I am, these are a couple of challenges you might want to check out to share your inspiration as well as find some wonderful inspiration. Okay, before I go too far into this video, I want to share a question that I had just recently, and I'm going to share it on this video, and hopefully anyone who's having trouble might see this video and then might get the answer. When we go to our YouTube to look at something, there is a box down here, and I say this at the end of every video I make. I say, I'll leave the information in the box below. I understand that there are some people who are unsure as to what that box is. There is a box right here above the comments. And when I put my cursor over it, you can see that it sort of highlights it as a box. Okay. Now, you can see this box while the video is running. I'll go ahead and run this video and you'll be able to see it. The video can run or you can pause it either way. And if you come down and you hit show more, there's all the information. So in my videos in particular, I just put a very short welcome and a little bit about what the video is going to show us. Then I might put in some links. If I say I'm going to add links to challenges or such, that will be next. Then there will be my material or supply list, and then places to find me and information about the music. So again, this is the box to which I'm referring. So if that's been confusing to you, that's what that is all about. All right, back to the card. So what I want to share with you, especially in this card, is how I got these really simple, easy shadows in. All right, so let's take a quick look at this. I have here the sunflower bouquet from Connie Fong. I have the little bunny from Connie Fong Easter Bunny Gnome and Sentiment Bundle. And then this paper back here is Polka Doodles peeling paint. Let's start from the back and move forward. This white piece is the card base. I always cut that on my paper slicer, or I buy them pre-made. This one happens to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it will be 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and then fold it over. Then I have a little layering piece, and that's this purple piece. And that just kind of sits behind here and layers this piece. This piece is the Polka Doodles peeling paint. I also brought in this piece right here, and it's the same thing, it's just white or beige. And then I brought in this little piece to go right under there, so it sort of makes a shadow or a division between the two. Now that is just a shape, brought in a square, I know this is 3.833 wide. I made this 3.883 wide. And then I can make it as thin as I like. Bring it down, put it in place. My gray was lighter than this, so I can change the color right up here by left clicking. And then I just put it right in there. I bring this piece back in. I can select these two pieces and I can align them left and I can align them bottom. And that puts them in exactly where I want them. I'm going to go ahead and move this piece to the front by clicking it and just right clicking and saying bring to front. And then I can take all three pieces and align them to the left. And it looks like my little gray piece here is longer than I intended. 3.833. Let's see what I did here. 3. Oh, I see what I did. All right, 3.3. There we go. Now I can choose all three of these at once and flatten, and that will print it all on one sheet of paper. Next, I'm going to come in and I'm going to show you how I got these shadows. Very easy. Here's my little Connie Fong bunny. All I did was duplicate him, then came up here and I hit the basic cut. That's all I had to do. He's a watermarked shadow, but he's the shadow. I did the very same thing to the watering can. The watering can looks different because he is now in print then cut mode. I'll show you. He was a basic cut, so see, he looked the same as this bunny. So we're gonna bring him to the front, set him into place. We're gonna put the bunny in front of him, bring to the front. I'm gonna move that off for a minute. Then we're gonna bring in our sunflower can here. And see, I can put it wherever I like to get as much or little of shadow as I want. Let me just make this bigger for you so you can really see this. So you can see here that this, I can move it back and forth and I can put it exactly where I want it for the shadow. Like so. Then I can join these and I can go ahead and I can flatten them. Like so. Now it's ready to go. Now I'm going to bring in my Easter greetings, and I know I want to bring that to the front. And I'm going to put that right in at the bottom here. Now I can go ahead, select the card and my greeting, come up to a line, center horizontally, and flatten. Now, I still haven't flattened my watering can yet because I may need to move that. So let's go ahead and send this to the back. My watering can is still here and I can still move things around here to get this in exactly where I want it. Now, let's make this a little bit smaller here. There we go, because we're going to bring in our bunny. Now, this is our bunny cut. All right, we're going to move him to the front. And he's going to sit right on top of our Easter greetings here. And then we're going to bring this, move it back to the front, and set him in exactly where we want him to sit. Once you get that shadow in place, now we can come in and we can flatten all of this. Flatten. I have kept the bunny separate, let's bring him back to the front, so that I can put him on with just a little bit of 3D tape and pop him up off the card. So when we print thin cuts, this is going to print thin cuts, and our little bunny is going to print thin cut. And that's all there is to this card. Not as hard as you might have thought putting it all together. And then we have this underneath, and there it is, all finished. All right, let's take a quick trip over to the craft table. And this is going to be really quick because it's such an easy put together at this point. I didn't ink anything. I did Copic color this. And I want to add that I Copic colored these sunflowers in lots of pretty spring colors. And I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't know this. That's why I'm sharing this. Sunflowers come in a variety of colors, not just yellow. So you might want to get on your computer and, Google it and find out all the wonderful colors that you can use for sunflowers. All right, let's move on over to the craft table. So here we are at the craft table, and I have my pieces that I have cut. And here's the little bunny. He cut separately. I've colored him up with some Copics. I've gone ahead and adhered my top piece of my card to that layering piece. And here is my card base, cut to 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to go ahead and score it at 4.25. Once I have that scored, then I will fold it over, burnish it, and we're ready to go. We're ready to just go ahead and adhere the front panel now of the card to the card base. All that is left is to cut some little strips now from the 3D tape, add them to the back of our bunny, and then we will adhere him right over that shadow. So you can see there the shadow printed right onto the card. So there's no coloring to do with shadows, nothing at all like that. I am adding a little Fabri-Tac here just because my 3D tape is a little bit on the older side. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure it really sticks on there. So there's that shadow, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop him in so that he sits, so the shadow sort of goes below him and off to the left a little bit. That's sort of my goal in this. This is a very simple card. I'm not going to be adding any gems or any flourishes to it, so this finishes it off. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate your being here. Any questions, comments, leave them below the box. And if you want information about the challenges over at FarmQuest, then please find that information in the box above the comments. It's all there for you along with the supply list. Hey, have a great week, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.